everybody. I am so glad you're here. I'm really excited for today's chat. We are diving into a topic today that we all want, yet very few of us truly understand. It's the topic of wealth. So, my guest today is Jasmine Manke. She built a stunningly eight-figure net worth before the age of 30, has coached thousands of entrepreneurs and leaders around the world. And she is a creator of the wealth being movement. What's fascinating me the most is it's just how she was born into wealth, but still decided, I'm going to make my own movement. Jasmine, welcome. Hi.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here today. And I know we were just starting to talk about something, and we're like, we need to take all of you and be part of it because we want to have a real, unfiltered, uncensored conversation. So thank you so much. And when you messaged me and you were like, oh my God, like, I need to get you on my podcast, I need to connect, it meant so much to me because I know we've always shared this very special connection on so many things that I'm sure we'll dive deep into today. Maybe many people don't even know about, and it just is so beautiful. It was a connection at first sight.
Oh, thank you, Jasmine. But real quick, honey, before we continue, you're you are frozen on my screen. How is it looking on your end?
I will refresh. Is it working now?
You just turn it back on. You're still blank. You're black right now.
Okay. For me, it does work,
It does. Hmm.
but we don't want to risk it, do we?
Okay, hold on. Maybe I should refresh on my end, restart over.
It says wealth being upload status. Please keep Riverside open until your recording is fully uploaded.
Okay.
4 minutes left. I'm not sure what that
Um,
is.
if anybody is watching live, this is a tech. It all happens. Just gonna go on my YouTube and see if it's working.
4 minutes left. I'm not sure
Hold on.
what that is.
Yeah, I'm on you. Oh. This is a tech. It all happens. I'm just gonna go on my YouTube and see. Say okay. Okay, say hi,
Hello.
Jasmine. Wave your hand. Yeah, okay. You know what? It looks great on you. It looks great on YouTube, but not on my screen for some reason. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's just start over real quick. Is that okay?
Of course.
Yes. All right. All right. Okay. So reset. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Sprinkle Happiness podcast. I am so glad you're here. Today, we are going to dive into a topic that we all want. Today, we're going to talk about understanding wealth a little bit deeper. Our guest is Our guest today is Jasmine Manke. She built a stunningly eight-figure net worth before the age of 30 and has coached thousands of entrepreneurs and leaders around the world and is the creator of the movement Wealth Being. But what really fascinated me about Jasmine is that she was born into wealth, but still decided that she wants to create her own wealth and her own movement. So, Jasmine, I'm so excited to have you. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy and honored, and thank you for reaching out to me. When you messaged me, it meant so much to me because I know that you just get it, and I know that we have so many beautiful things in common. And I look forward into diving deeper in a beautiful way on today's podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. So, what is it that one thing, Jasmine, that wealthy people that most of us get wrong?
I think it is seeing money as the only wealth and
Mm,
measuring your wealth by how much money you have in the bank account, because true wealth is not just about having cash. of course there's so many parts, but it's one out of four. So actually the four principles and the four pillars of wealth being is actually happy, healthy, wealthy, and loved. So, it's not just about having one or the other, but it's also about being rich. And I know that as both of us being platinum partners with Tony Robbins, he talks a lot about mastering the science of success, but true wealth also comes from mastering the art of fulfillment as
Yes.
well.
Yes. So spot on. So spot on. So when we like real quick, when we teach happiness, we talk about whole being. That includes different elements: the physical, the relational, the spiritual, emotional, and then we sometimes get the question, where does money fall into this? Because it's not included in the whole being. But one of the biggest lessons I got out of my from my mentor, he said, Nev, to do more in life, you have to be more first. Because everything you touch, everything you try to create, you bring your whole self. So let's start right there. So it totally makes sense that it all starts with us.
And I love that you just said the second word of wealth, being. It's not money doing, it's wealth being.
Yeah, wealthy.
So it is actually being the version of you that generates the most amount of wealth to be rich in love, in fulfillment. And I will never forget, I know you said like the first moment that we met. For me, the first time I ever believed that I saw you, it was at an event with Tony Robbins, and you were having an intervention. And I believe that I came up to you after. Obviously, I'm not going to share anything here unless you want to talk about it, but like it was so beautiful because I admired your vulnerability. I admired the way you really let yourself be seen, and that took a lot of courage. And I know for a
Mm.
fact that you've been implementing those things and it has shifted for you, and things have been blossoming in your own personal life and in your own way of being. And I thought that was so inspiring and so incredible because I love following along your journey. I love your posts. I love everything that you share about. So yeah, just
Oh,
congratulations, and I
thank
love it.
you. Thank you, Jasmine. My memory of us for the first time interacting was actually a bit earlier. I think we met at UPW in 2022 in West
Yes.
Palm. I remember
Yes.
the moment we are going down the stairs and we are like, "Ah, what? You're from Germany too?" I'm like, "I'm from
Yes.
Germany too." Like, we got to chat, and we never really had a chance to connect because there's so many of us.
Yes. I remember exactly. I remember, yes. But I think that was when we like first met, and then I think obviously I was watching you. You weren't seeing me as I was there, watching you receive the coaching. So I think
Yes,
obviously that was more like one-sided on my side. But yes, I remember
yes.
that moment. And we did share WhatsApp instantly, and we just connected. Yeah, the first time
Wow.
before that.
So what I remember, and I'm not trying to, impress anybody and sugarcoat anything. I really, really admire you in so many ways, Jasmine. You were not born into wealth, and you decided, you know what, I'm not gonna be just being passive in life and just consume what my parents have created. You just have created your own. What
Yeah.
triggered you?
So I think the first bit, which I actually believe it was my ego, because I wanted to prove to people that I wasn't fed like like this like a lucky sperm club that Tony Robbins refers to. And
Mm,
that caused a lot of pain for me because I hope that if you're watching this that your kids are born millionaires. The next generations of people, most of the kid, not most, but like in our circles, the more money is being generated, it's just becoming not normal, but you know what I'm trying to say, like it's just
yes.
become more usual to have access to more money and be born into riches. And I was born into riches, but I was made felt feel wrong about that. So it really deeply upset me because when I was a kid, I went to a public school because I wanted to go to an international school here in Germany. And I was one of the wealthiest people, and I was ashamed of my wealth. And I was ashamed that my mom was driving a Mercedes Benz, which was a big deal. I made her park around the corner. And I actually had one of my best friends at the time when we were just 12. We were Girl Scouts, and she told me she can't be my friend because I'm rich.
Oh
And
my
it
God.
really hurt me so much that I was on the other end of the stick where I was like rejecting the money. I would like give away all my clothes for like, I didn't want anybody to know that I came from an affluent background. And then here's the kicker. I was wearing all the colors in the world. I was this like very vivid child and like just very, down to earth. Then I went to a private school for the high school. So I was like a lower school, like Grundschule. And then the next this next one was like the high school. And I was mocked for not wearing brands. So I was bullied first of all for being rich, and then I was bullied for not showing my wealth.
Oh
And I
my
was just
God.
so confused, and
Yes.
in the middle of that, when I was 10, when I just, went before I went to high school, I lost my dad because he passed away because of overworking, which is actually the
Mm.
reason why I founded my company. One of the big triggers was obviously watching my own father pass away from overworking his whole life. He never focused on his health. He only focused on making money no matter what it cost. It was a different time. They didn't have as much access and availability to generate wealth. But in this day and age, we really don't have an excuse to generate wealth in an easier way. It's just our mind.
Yeah.
So it came from an energy of, just to summarize, it came from an energy of wanting to prove myself that my family didn't just hand me everything and like me rebelling against it and proving it, which forced me to really, build the skills from the beginning. But then, and this is when everything shifted and changed, when I actually allowed myself to receive from love and beautiful energy from my family, and actually work together with them, not in business sense, but like being like, because I am wealthy, I understand the pressures of high net worth
Mhm.
individuals. Because it was normal for me at 5 years old to sit at a business bank conversation where it is about transferring multi millions, and that was just standard for me. I am a certain level caliber. That's why I work with a level of caliber of clients that not many understand the pressure that comes with it and unhealthy ways of coping with
Yes.
those pressures. So it's all
Yes.
connected in that sense. So yeah.
Wow, that's so impressive. And another thing I
Thank
really
you.
admire about you, and it's really
Mhm.
personal, that you're not trying to compete with any other woman. You cheer, like you cheering on everybody out there. You just I have, sometimes you just feel the energy that women feel like they are your biggest competition and they are not as supportive.
Yeah.
You're so not like that. So I really appreciate you cheering. You're always commenting on wonderful things and on women, and everybody's on their own journey, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely feel it's I don't know if you're into human design. Are you into human design?
I'm very new in the human. I'm so new.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still confused in that whole
Yeah,
area.
so I'm a 5-1 sacral generator. The 5 line basically is all about being kind of a leader, right? And it also comes with a lot of trigger points. So either, people really love me or they really hate me because I really trigger them. And I had to get really comfortable with that. And I just focus on being like, well, I'm just triggering people into excellence. Because
Mhm.
I think with a certain level of, I mean, any person knows this, no matter how much money you've generated or not. Obviously, today we're talking about wealth, but it is very triggering for people. And it kept me very small for the longest time. Like my friend when I was a kid, or the same happened again with another friend when I decided to go to boarding school, people like stealing from me, or people like, like it really
Mm.
triggers out sometimes not the best in people when
Yeah,
you let yourself shine so brightly. And I think that caused me to try to dim my light and become someone I'm not, to protect myself. But the
yeah,
moment that I allowed myself to fully be seen with that's why I'm talking about the human design, letting myself just be myself, that's when people start, the right people feel the love and the kindness from
yeah,
genuine
yes.
energy,
I
you
feel
know?
it.
Yes, so I think it's a yeah, it's an interesting journey to be on. Yeah, for sure.
Wow. I love it. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
authenticity.
Thank
What
you.
is one habit, Jasmine, that really you had to learn that was not given to you that you had to learn to take your life and your wealth to the next level?
Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I always say that you have to work with the best mentor in the world.
I so
And
agree. 100%.
and the best mentor, thank you. And the best mentor in the world is your highest self. So even if, and this is the habit that I had to learn, even if my mom, Tony Robbins, love you, Tony, if anyone else says something, it doesn't mean that it's correct for me.
Mm.
That's why my brand, Wealth Being, because we're sometimes also, and I did a post about like, not everybody needs another mentor, but it's just we don't actually have the time and we don't dedicate. We have it, but we don't prioritize the time. We don't get into the right state to listen to our highest self that already knows the whole journey, following the path of least resistance, Abraham Hicks style, like really getting into the best energy possible and then listening to what my inner voice, like what is in
Mhm.
alignment. And
Yeah.
I had to follow that, and that is also a big, huge part of me investing in things that didn't make sense, of being able to take what I had generated from my own coaching business to invest back, to clear my bank account and multiple things, to say no, to say yes, to like really trust myself to accumulate that much wealth is because I did take, yes, a lot of risk, but it didn't feel like any risk at all because it just felt right. And I think because I spend a lot of time doing this work and practicing the principles of wealth being, of really living in alignment, of letting myself say no, and also question what is being said. Is this
Yeah.
correct for me? That was a
Mm.
habit that was scary because we're so used to, as a society, especially I'm in Berlin, Germany right now. It's like if it's being said like this, you just accept it. You don't go against the grain, you don't question it. It's just that's a fact, you know?
Yes.
That
Oh,
was a big skill. Yeah,
yeah,
that was a
that
big one.
surprised me. I did not expect you say that. So your biggest mentor is your highest self. I love
Yes.
working with the best and the best coaches. And
Yeah, and
I
it's
mean, there were
you.
times where I didn't trust myself and I was looking for somebody to tell me, just show me the way, just show me the way. I'm confused. What is the right thing?
Yeah,
That
me too,
just
for sure. Yeah.
wow. Hmm. That's something to keep in mind. Trust your gut intuition. Is that kind of like similar to that? Like your gut knows.
Yeah, and I think this is a good conversation to lead into health as well, because obviously if your gut is filled with gluten and you're intolerant to gluten, your body might be confused, which is why I also
Mm.
teach a lot of well-being. And I love that, you can either be a billionaire that is, overweight and super stressed out, or you can be, and there's two specific examples, right, out there of like somebody who's actually training a lot and just got married and is super happy, and there's somebody who's very lonely. And it's like, if you're healthy and you're human, your body, right, we're all being gifted one human for this particular life at this
Mhm.
time. When our human is healthy, and that's why the being part is so important, our intuition is much sharper. If you
Yes.
don't sleep enough, you are, high on sugar, or you are under the influence of alcohol or any other substances,
Mhm.
trusting your gut is not as easy as when you are clear, you are conscious millionaire. You're just not a human with money, you're a conscious millionaire. You're not depleted emotionally, because it's like your gut feeling might tell you, yeah, 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 go call that go call your ex, go invest in this
Mm.
thing. But if your underlying gut is let's say navigating towards going away from loneliness or moving away from any kind of limitation, that's also, so it's not as straightforward as that. It's very layered and deep. That's why happiness is the most important one to begin with, of the
Yes.
wealth being, which is why I couldn't wait to talk on the Sprinkle
Yes.
Happiness podcast. I'm like, yes,
Yes.
we're
Yes.
happy.
Yeah.
That's why you
Physical
can trust
well-being.
that. Yes.
Physical well-being is one of the spire elements. It's like
Yeah.
like if your wheel of life will clunk if you don't take care of yourself.
Yes.
inside
Yes.
and out. And what does your routine look like? Like, how does it look like to work with Jasmine? Walk me through.
Absolutely. So I decided to create my own app, the Wealth Being app, because I wanted full control actually over what I get to consume and my clients get to consume on a daily basis. Because nowadays we get so much input from social media and love
Yeah.
social media, but there's so much not real stuff out there, if I can just say it in a
Yeah.
nice way, that
Yes.
you don't even know anymore. And you subconsciously consume all this information and stuff that isn't really good for you. It's like, it's like watching the news 24/7. It's just probably not the best thing unless you're actively doing something with it. It's not powerful. So
Yes.
I created an app and it's called the Wealth Being app. And I decided to create something called the Wealth Being Members Club. And in that Wealth Being Members Club, there's a private community of our members where there's no screenshots. You can't screenshot, it'll just go blank. It's completely private. These are only people that genuinely believe in improving their happiness, to have aligned love, where relationships are assets, not liabilities,
Yeah.
where, people that are conscious, people that genuinely value their wealth and their well being. So I love hanging out in my wealth being community as well, which is, one beautiful person at a time. It's really about quality over quantity because I do really want to make sure that people, they become the five people they surround themselves with the most. So it is important that we stay in a beautiful, aligned way of living, that we, have similar values. And I activate daily with my wealth being activations. So
Mm.
what my gift is when I hear music, I produce music and I infuse them with binaural beats. There's breath work, there's mentorship that activates a certain different level, which allows you to really go up the emotional scale. So let's say you're in an energy of love, truth, authenticity, and because you're moving your body, you're not in your head, you're in your heart, right? Sound familiar? You're
Mm.
in your head. You're stressed, you're overworked, you're this, you're that. But when you get into your heart and you connect, and you have the activations with the headphones, you just get these downloads and messages from your highest self. Because it's easy to say, like, yeah, work with your highest self, but then it's always like, how? I always didn't
Yeah.
understand, like, how do you get into your heart? Like, how,
Mm.
right? Like, I was very logical. Like, we're both German, we get this. Like, we're very, like, very efficient, and that
Yeah.
is important to me. But also I have this aspect where it is a little bit of a spiritual woo woo, kind of aspect to it, where it is frequency, everything is energy. And
Everything is energy, and we are so used to being a, like, human. We became a human doings,
doing,
and
yes,
we forgot how to be. Like
yeah,
like how much, like, do we numb ourselves with this? And
yeah,
yeah, there are signs out there. Just not do anything. Just be bored. Like, that's where you get your most creative ideas.
yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking about creating. So on the app you have AI, so you can create your own. It walks you through the wealth being framework. So you do have coaching, mentorship, the activations, you have daily wealth being wisdom on your home screen. So it's kind of like you do want to have something to consume, something positive, what daily wealth being wisdom, but something that is actually at a high level, because I'm not just some random person on YouTube, affirmations, AI. That's not, it's like I
Yeah.
actually have the results. I have something to show for it. And obviously then working with the best mentor in the world, which is you, your highest self, so
Yeah.
that's kind of what that
Yeah.
looks like.
So, do you do one-on-one coaching on your app, or do you just put the information out there for people to just follow your
Yeah.
journey?
So there's different levels. There's one level where you can tune into the live rooms, because I wanted something where it's like actually live, like a radio station, because you can tune in to the right frequency.
I love
So
it.
that is more for everybody. That's kind of like an easier access kind of like way of getting a taster. But then for the higher level members, I also have private mentorship. So right now I have the Signature Members Club, where my clients can actually submit a private coaching question every month, and it's completely anonymous, because I think sometimes we don't ask the questions we actually want to ask because of shame, because of judgment, because of you don't really want to put yourself out there. And honestly, I think that's healthy. You don't have to always air your dirty laundry. Not everybody has to know your business. That's none of anyone's
Mm.
business. And I think it really gets my clients the best results because I basically have my entire recording kit with me. So I produce the actual coaching and mentorship from this beautiful soul and all the other members. They will then be uploaded. So you get everybody's answers, but you don't necessarily know who asked it. And I think that's how you get private mentorship every single
Mm.
month. And then you have this library of incredible answers that are straight to the point, very efficient, but high quality, and you can listen to them as you are walking on the treadmill, in the car, and you don't have to be on a call 24/7. So, yeah.
Wow. I love it. I definitely want to try it out. Did you ever
Yes,
have
I
to?
would love
Yes.
to have you, honestly.
Yeah.
And
I
I
have so
think
much to learn from you, Jasmine. I have so much to learn from you. Your confidence is like next level. I want to be confident like you. You're a great speaker. You like have so many things I wanna learn.
let's do it. I'm
Let's
excited.
do
I mean, I do believe we have so much to learn from each other. Everybody brings their own gifts and skills. And actually, this is something that I'm doing. Like, for example, I'm doing a mastermind in New York on the 8th of the 8th, the Lionsgate portal. And I realized I really want to create something like from members for members. And it's kind of like this picnic where everybody brings their things. Like another event that we're doing in Dubai, one of our members, he's like, "Oh, I have a yacht. Okay, let's do a yacht experience. Oh, I have a business who does smoothies. Oh, I'm doing this." It's like we create. One of the principles that I live by is use what you have to create what you want. So everybody's bringing
Mhm.
in abundance. Everybody's connecting. Our members co-create, date, generate together. And I think that's something that is so beautiful because I always believe everybody has so much value to bring, and when you stay connected and true to that, you all and we all learn so much from each other. I am also a member. I am patient zero, like I
Yeah.
got to where I am today because I live by this, and I don't even want to take all the credit for it. I just trust that it's coming through me for us all. It's just so much
Mhm.
bigger than me. Yeah.
Oh, wow. What a mission you're after to
Thank you.
sprinkle happiness. Like you're not just talking about happiness. We sprinkle happiness means making an impact in your own way in the world. That's what sprinkle happiness means. Like spread your genius, skills,
Yes.
and serve
Yes.
serve the greater good. That was sprinkle happiness. Oh, there's a misconception, a big myth about when I share people, I'm my happiness is like what I do. Like they people think I'm supposed to be happy all the time. I'm not happy all the time. There's so much unhappiness in my life going on, but a lot of great things going on. But we do have the flashlight, right? We choose what to focus on.
Mm, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Have you ever fired a client?
Fired a client? I don't think I fired a client. Like, I mean, obviously, if somebody is not following the rules, then they kind of like don't get
Yeah.
access, I guess. I
Yeah.
haven't like I don't I don't give up on people. I
Mm.
always see the good. But when they disrespect, I'm very fortunate. I've never had the situation where I had to be like, "You're fired." I had
Mhm.
unfortunately had some people who've done some shady things and like very questionable ways of thinking. Like they clearly said one thing in the email, then like this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, I'm here. Yeah, why do you ask?
Yeah, I was just curious, but you do attract the right clients, you do attract the right people, but sometimes, you know, I still have this little people pleaser. I want to accommodate everybody, and sometimes people energy doesn't align with yours, and you're like gently
Mm,
want to just lead them another way. You know what? We're not for everybody, Jasmine.
yeah.
I'm not for everybody. I had people that I didn't resonate after a while. I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want your energy. It's just too strong for me.
Hmm.
And yeah.
I guess Yeah, I guess that's an interesting perspective. I mean, I'm very grateful I've never really had to fire like somebody like that, But I think what is actually changing and shifting is just my communication. Like I think
Mhm.
because my clients and my members genuinely know I have their best interest at heart and I have very strong boundaries, um, it just works for me. Like I had to do some very long work on myself as well of like
Mm.
I don't just say yes because I can. I actually wrote a post about this morning. So, yes, it's like you're not overworked, you're just over available. So I think
Over
it's
available. Yes,
yeah,
every
like,
time you
I
say
feel like
yes.
I wanna dive deeper with you on that as
Yes,
well. Like, please
yeah.
join the next call. Like, yes, let's go, let's do this because I
Right,
feel
let's
like there's
do the, like,
something
think back, like, a few days or
yeah,
maybe think back for the, like, assess. How many
yeah,
times did you say yes when your body, your mind want to say no?
yes, yes,
I
yes,
sometimes catch myself every time you say yes and you wanna say no, you're over available, you say no to something that really truly matters to you because time is a limited resource, right? We all have 24/7, and we
yeah.
just don't know how much time we have left on this earth. Every day is so precious.
Yes, I agree. See, I think that's actually something I said to my mom yesterday. I'm very fortunate that I am in this situation that I get to spend so much time with my mom and my grandma. My grandma's almost
Mm,
90, and
beautiful.
it's like now they're here, you know. It's not like I'll get that time back. So,
Yeah.
because I lost my dad at such a young age, I think I just value time differently, like every good night, every goodbye without being in lack and like
Mm,
dependent, like codependent. I think that's something that I personally had to heal with when you have that trauma from losing a parent. Obviously, you have that, or just anyone, you know, losing a spouse or a sister, brother,
mhm.
anyone that is dear to you, a friend
Yeah.
have that fear inside of you, that fear of loss. And that's one of the things that I had to really work through as well of trusting and surrendering and loving without attachment. And I think just to kind of sprinkle some more happiness today, it's like
Mhm.
usually the attachment is what makes us happy because we're trying to cling on to things that never were meant to be ours. And in the
Yes.
end, we
Amen to
don't take
that.
a suitcase of cash into our graveyards.
No, no, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Happiness is not just adding more success, more money, more. Just
Yeah.
put it all in there. And sometimes people put things in our life that's not for us to carry. Their emotional pain.
Yes.
We like so like receptive. We want to help everybody, but the other coin, the other side of the coin is removing all the things that are no longer serving you. What are the things you're
Yes.
holding on to? Limiting belief. What is it? Like all that. Huh? You wanna share
So,
some?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, wealth being framework, I have it printed here right now. So, it's like manifest and then maintain because it's not just so obviously the manifestation is like to create and then the maintenance because you also want to keep it, right? You don't want to just get rich, you want to stay rich. You want to
Yeah.
become wealthy. And the second component, the second step from the 11-step framework, which is like the AI is trained to like coach you through this, but I love the old school like having it with me, is
Mhm.
eliminate. And I know we've spoken a lot about the, you know, saying no and like the elimination because I definitely believe like eliminating is one of my favorite things to do. Every
Yeah.
single month I ask myself as well, or and whenever I get frustrated, it's a beautiful gift because
Yeah.
it's just me asking myself, what am I still tolerating?
What
And I
am
think from that, yeah, what am I still tolerating?
Yeah.
Because it just adds up and we don't realize it. And also every single time it's not that it's something bad, but you can get comfortable very quickly and sometimes that's not a good thing in terms of getting comfortable like with a certain level, a certain standard, a certain way of being. And as we know, growth equals happiness. That's also sometimes when you become happy not because something is wrong or something, you know, is no longer serving you or is no longer in line because you've grown so much internally that your external and the people in your life don't actually let's say align with that anymore.
Yes, yes. Oh, you know what? There will be people that are not gonna be comfortable with your growth. Like, I
Yeah.
share that with my circle. I have a amazing happiness circle growing in the community.
Aw,
And as
I love
you and as you grow and implement all these tools into your life and elevate, like go tap into your higher being, there will be people that are not going to cheer for you, and that's going to be okay. And that's fair on their side, fair that they are not enough, fair that you're not going to love them enough. It has nothing to do with you. Have you ever experienced anything like that? Like people try to pull you down, so you're just on the same. That's social psychology. Like it's this upward and downward social comparison.
Yeah. So I do actually experience that, or I did experience that quite a lot on my growth journey. And I think it's what I'm trying to really focus on is more like we are growing apart. Like I almost imagine this tree, and it's like branches, right? It's not like one is better than the other, this hierarchy. I think it's just not compatible. I'm trying to
Mhm.
really focus on like it's not that I'm outgrowing and I'm this like enlightened being and oh my god, look at me. It's more like this person has made different choices and I am making different choices, and I'm going to the right and they're going to the left,
Mhm.
and we have just come to a beautiful finishing and line of our journey together, and consciously choosing to leave people with love. And I think conscious goodbyes is really beautiful, because if I look at my life in the last few years, there's been no drama, there's been no like I'm really at peace and at good terms with everything and everyone in my life. And it
Mhm.
took hard conversations and understanding and, like, very good communication skills,
That's
which is
wonderful.
something what is very important also
Yeah.
with clients and things like that, because when you do the homework, and I think just to kind of like talk about that at the beginning, it's like when it's so clear who you're for and who you're not for, when it's so clear what you do and what you don't do, then it's like the product isn't so different than what you've been advertising. But that's when people pleasing tendencies are the problem, because you want to be loved, you want to
Mhm.
accommodate, you want to say yes, but then it's hard for you and you're over depleting yourself, you're overextending yourself, and
Yeah.
it's hard for you to maintain that. And then it's like, ugh. So, and then again, some people might rise with you or grow to the right, or they might go to the left, and that's totally fine.
That's totally
Um,
fine.
yeah,
And some
that's yeah.
people are not coming to your life to stay forever. Some come to stay, some don't. Some come to just teach you a lesson. It's all like we're all on this earth school together, right?
Yes.
What
Yes.
do you think there's a difference? What is the difference between abundance and wealth? They are like been used interchangeably. What is abundance for you?
I think abundance is a lot of something, like a lot. Just like, there could be an abundance of trees, but
Mhm.
like a wealth of trees, I don't know if I would really use that. I think abundance just means like there's a lot of it. There can be an abundance of wealth. But I think wealth for me is more about like the richness of
The
something,
richness. And
right? Like the
I love how
yeah.
you use wealth not just for, wealth people just associate with just money, but
Yeah.
wealth is so much more than that. It's so much
Yeah.
more. It's like wealthy in all areas of your life. And that's what you're coaching, right? It's the alignment. You can't just you can't be just wealthy and not and neglect all the other side of your life. You're gonna be miserable. Like how many examples do we see out there? Like celebrities, famous people who have just taken their own life because they were
Yeah.
all wealthy, but something was missing.
Yeah. Yeah, some rich people are so poor, all they have is money. Yeah.
I love that. So complete the sentence, Jasmine. I'm gonna start and you finish. And I want to know what the first thing that comes to your mind. Money is
Happiness,
success is
fun,
fun. Love is
beautiful,
oh yeah, it's so bubbly, bubbly. I'm bubbling up. Freedom is
always available.
mm, happiness is
Happiness is good. And I think that is interesting that that came to me, because I think I used to feel very guilty for being happy,
mm,
because even when people were sad, I would feel a lot of guilt. Like I would feel guilt that I'm not miserable. You know how you're expected to like
mhm.
it's like, "Oh, I'm having such a hard day," and then you're kind of, like, expected to, like,
Yeah,
"It
downplay
also
yourself.
sucks, this is
Don't
hard for me too," or somebody's telling you about their problems, and then I I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just
Yes.
don't like, oh,
You're
it's like
downplaying. You're like, "Okay, if I
yeah.
wanna brag about my amazing day, that'd be so disrespectful." But
Yeah, so I think happiness is good. That's so funny because you obviously like deep down we all want to be good girls and good boys. You know what I mean? Like we want to be
Mhm.
like, you know? So I think like
Yeah.
happiness is good. Okay, yes, I love
Yes,
this.
happiness, and I wanna add one more thing, happiness
Yes.
is does not, and I can't emphasize this enough, does not mean you're supposed to be happy. You don't wanna be happy all the time, that'd be so boring, you'd be just so bored out of you need variety,
Yeah.
you need unhappiness, and I say that all the time, you need unhappiness in your life to be happy, as crazy as it sounds, because that's how you build resilience and the strength and grow. We learn by making mistakes,
Mhm.
right? Okay, couple more. Luxury
Yes,
is
gorgeous. Luxury is
luxury
gorgeous.
is the what is the biggest luxury in your life, Jasmine? I'm gonna share mine with after you do.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to know yours too. I think it's time. I think the biggest luxury is time because it's like I don't remember the last time I set an alarm. And then like last night I'm trying to wake up later right now because I'm a 5 a.m. type of person, but because I'm gonna be traveling to the US. So I told my body, I'm like, because I watched some movies with my mom last night. She came over to my hotel room 'cause she's staying like in her own, and we were just like, hanging out and talking. I was like, I wanna wake up at 9 p.m. 9 a.m. tomorrow, not at 5. Like give me 8.5 hours sleep. So I did, and I think it's just being able to do what I want when I want is just it's it's I think that's what it's all about. Like I already have everything I just have everything that I need or that I could ever desire. Like I've made it, like what else do you
Yeah,
want?
you feel you feel
I'm just
fulfilled
really
and complete, and this is
yeah.
beautiful, and I cannot believe that you said that, Jasmine, because my biggest luxury in my life is not having an alarm clock at all. I get up whenever my body wants to get up. That's my
Ah!
I know.
Yeah,
I can't believe you said that. Like, that is
that
I
is
feel that all the time. My biggest luxury in life, I don't set an alarm clock.
no
I
alarm
used to
clock.
get up
Yes.
I used to get up at 5 o'clock, go to CrossFit. That was years ago. My body at
Yeah.
this age wants to slow down a little bit. You know what? And another thing I wanna add, my favorite day of the week, and I still like I'm old-fashioned. I love paper calendar.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love
I'm
paper
right there
calendar,
with
and
you.
my favorite day, literally, when there is absolutely nothing written on
Yes.
my day. Those are my
Yes.
favorite days where I can flow. My element is water. I can flow. I can just do whatever. It's just
Yes.
it is another big luxury of mine. Okay, couple more.
Yes.
Rich people,
Are kind.
mhm, poor people,
Are safe.
mhm.
I think I that's interesting. Are safe. Maybe some
It can feel unsafe for many. But when you think you have, oh, 20 always says, all I need is within me now. All I need is within me now.
I think it's like poor people are safe is because I remember when I had $0 on my bank account and I had no fear because I just rented out my apartment. I was like 13 square meter apartment in London. And I was very like poor then, like financial. Obviously, my family was wealthy, but I wasn't. And because I wanted to build my own money. And I was like 19, 20 or something like that. And I think it's like are safe in terms of like they got this, they're taken care of. It's not like I don't pity anyone. It's a choice at this time and age. I know not everybody has a choice and we could go on a whole like like people have different circumstances but that's not what I'm saying. I mean like in general, people that might be struggling with money right now, like they're safe, like they got this. I believe in them. I see people in their power. I see the highest version. So I think that's what I mean by safe. Because I was like,
Mhm,
where did that come
mhm.
from? Yeah. So
Well, a couple more. Okay, this
yes.
is so fun. I
I
love
like these are so fun. I
this
love
is
this.
so
This
fun.
is
You know what?
great.
This is the first time I'm doing this. I think I'm gonna just have do it every single time.
Yes,
It's so fun. So it just brings different ideas in your mind. You
yeah,
haven't thought
exactly.
Yeah, this is all like
Awesome.
improv
Love
right
it.
now. The
Love it.
biggest waste of life is,
Complaining.
oh yeah. I love it. It's getting better and better. I want to keep going.
Yes, it is.
If
Me too.
if everyone remembered one thing about wealth, that will be.
Wealth is always available, and so is life. So I think that, like, if everybody remembers something, is that it's life is now. It's like you can see the wealth because you can have $1 in your bank account and feel wealthy, or you can have
Mhm,
$1 million and feel poor. If your
mhm.
standard is 5, but you only have 1, it's all about perception, right? So I think it's like this never enoughness is an illness. I think a lot of people struggle with greed, and that causes, people to really, have mental health issues, like never enough. And I think that's the problem as well with like people who then unfortunately, like you mentioned, take their own lives. Like they don't feel enough, they don't feel happy enough, they only feel their happiness is tied to accomplishment, and that's the biggest problem because it's just never enough. So I think wealth is available now, life is now. It's like you have to really, whatever you have is amazing, and it's not final. It's not like we can
It's
always
not
generate more.
final. And
Yeah,
you're exactly where you need to be sometimes in life, even though you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
yeah, for sure.
You just have to keep going, keep having faith. Sometimes people can you lose their faith. Oh, it's never going to be like, keep an open heart, keep an open mind. And
Hmm.
one message, Jasmine, before we close off, one message. If you
Yes.
were on top of the highest mountain in the world and what one message for the world, what would it be?
Honestly, I would probably shout out, "I love you."
No, yes. Show
I just
me
gonna be like, "I
love.
love you." I
I
don't know.
love you.
It's just
I love
that is
you.
it's so cheesy, but I think that's like the first thing that came to my world is just, "I love you."
I
And
love it. That's
I
all we
wish
want. We want money. We want love. We want money because we think it's going to give us more love. It's going to give us more,
yeah,
right? But in our essence, there's nothing that can make you any more happier and healthier and live a more longer life. And research really proves that it's the quality of our relationship. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for joining me today. I really enjoyed our conversation. I can't wait to chat with you again.
yes,
And
me too.
and
Thank you, Nev,
until
for
then,
having
absolutely my pleasure. Until then, my friends, stay with love and sprinkle happiness forward because happiness grows when we share it, when we share our gifts with the world. See you next
yes.
time.